History of that company tracking fights. Steve Claggett put it forth. Of course, you recall Teofimo Lopez's only loss was to Kambosos, who also had a smothering style. Of course, Teofimo was dealing with so much that evening, the major medical issue that he endured that night at Madison Square Garden with that shocking upset. So the punch stats in round number one, a 16-10 connect advantage for the champ.
Yeah, you mentioned smothering. Claggett is very good at smothering his opponent, but still gets his punches off and generates some good pop on those shots. Nice body work there. Yep. Look for that left hand from Claggett. That's his best punch, whether it's high or low, but especially low to the body.
He just hit a body shot, the left hand, moments ago there on the inside against Teofimo. Teofimo goes to the body himself.
Yeah, Teofimo just targeted the body, landed 3 good, tricky body shots. Didn't slow Claggett down one bit. Already starting to see a little bit of frustration. Teofimo not comfortable with the fight being fought at this distance. He's going to have to get some respect and hit Claggett with something that makes him think twice.
There's a left uppercut from Teofimo as Claggett remains right on him, pinned against him and throwing punches. Ooh. Sweeping wide right hand from Teofimo. Now able to draw him straight back, trying to create space. Claggett just walks right with him. Going to stay in that pocket and just keep throwing punches as best he can.
Another thing about Claggett, you know, a guy like this, you wonder, can he take the shots? Well, he fights like this all the time, so he's going to get hit. So he is very sturdy.
Been stopped once in his 7 losses. His record's 38-7-2 in his 15 years. But more recently, he's been better on the back end of his career. He's on a 9-fight win streak, and 7 of those 9 are by knockout.
Here you see some nice footwork from Teofimo to get out of that corner. But Claggett staying glued to Teofimo, even with
right
that
hand.
Good right hand.
Teofimo Lopez with that right hand, and he comes back with it again, and another one.
See, this is what he needs, getting a little bit of shimmy in those legs from that right hand across the top. And Teofimo's a momentum fighter. Once he finds that momentum, he builds off of it.
He's hyper athletic as well. When he can showcase that, he is at his best. But you got to have a little bit of room, a little bit of space to do so.
Finding a home for that chopping right hand over the top. Been able to back Claggett up a few times with it. And the body work. Nice push off there from Teofimo Lopez.
Trying to place that right hand between punches was Lopez.
That's the thing. Lopez needs space. Claggett wants the opposite.
Yep, and that's why you see him pushing off every so often with that left shoulder, just to generate a little bit of punching room. Coming to the end of round number 2 here in our World Championship fight. Teofimo Lopez in Miami against Steve Claggett. AutoZone. Get in the zone. Beautiful weekend here in Miami. We are at the James L. Knight Center right on the Miami River in Brickell, which, if you blink, another skyscraper just went up. Round number 3, Teofimo Lopez with a 42-27 advantage against the upset-seeking Steve Claggett. Total punches through round 2. Claggett, as is always the norm, throwing more than his opponent, but the effectiveness only landing 18%.
That's an interesting stat, though. It's not much more. He's forcing Teofimo to punch much more than he's used to. Teofimo's not that busy normally.
Of course, Teofimo Lopez is trained by his father. What are they saying, Bernardo?
Yeah, his father wants Teofimo to work the body. That's going to be the key, but he's got to stay busy as well.
Had a moment of success to the body in that last round.
Yeah, he did. He focused on it after Claggett landed a good left hook to his liver. I think what Teofimo really needs to do is he needs to use those cuffing shots, whether it's the right cuffing hook and then slide out to his right, or that leaping left hook that we saw a few moments ago and then slide out to his left. He has to corral Claggett and not get stuck in these positions right here. Good level change there from Teofimo, creating openings. Nice uppercut.
There's a right hand by Claggett. Teofimo gives an angle out to the right.
Good body work.
2 left hands to the body. Teofimo gives him one back with a right hand to the body and 3-punch combination. Dead center on that.
Remember what I said, Tess. Teofimo's now taking the power off. He's trying to match the output. He's not.
Good uppercut.
Nice uppercut. That got a little funky leg from Claggett as he came forward.
Good uppercut landed here in the midst of round number 3 from Teofimo Lopez. And I'm sure what a pleasure it is for Teofimo Lopez to just not be opposite Jermaine Ortiz right now. Jermaine Ortiz, who was just the total opposite stylistically and strategy-wise of Steve Claggett. Rarely engaging in the fight. Teofimo struggled to cut off the ring, and now he's got a guy right in front of him coming forward, throwing punches.
I don't think anyone who's ever shared the room with Claggett has had trouble finding him.
Nope, you're not going to worry about that.
No, he plants his head on your chest and goes to work. Oh,
Teofimo punching between punches again. Claggett landed the right hand, but Teofimo got the best of it. 3 jabs in a row, body work, left uppercut. Teofimo straight right hand, splitting the guard, finding success here.
Teofimo listening to his father's instructions. He's targeting that body, and you're starting to see he's starting to be a little more physical. He's creating space. That's exactly what Teofimo needs to find his power like that.
Right uppercut again, wraps around with the right hand.
Yeah, I foresee those uppercuts from Teofimo paying off big dividends as the fight goes on.
Touch him with the left uppercut.
As soon as Claggett's pace slows, he's in trouble.
He will not be able to keep Teofimo off him.
No, and then
his only defense is going to be the outrageous, outlandish, volume punching offense.
But he has to take so much damage in order
to do that. That's correct. Big finish for Teofimo.
Good morning, everybody. We are here to discuss the
Making work make sense. LinkedIn.
Next week, as he will have a title defense of his WBC Lightweight Championship against Haratunian. That fight in Newark will be on ESPN. Oshaki Foster defends his belt against Robson Conceição next week in the co-feature as well. Let's go back to that uppercut in the 3rd round by Teofimo Lopez, Chris.
Yeah, I mentioned last round that those uppercuts are going to pay dividends as this fight wears on. Here she's Teofimo setting up, doubling up the right hand, over and under. Great move against someone who tries to put their head on your chest. Over and under. Great execution there by Teofimo Lopez. Got a little bit spaced last round.
Bernardo, what are you hearing in the corner of Steve Claggett?
Remind you that Mike Monfort could not make the trip to the U.S., so Michael Gadbois is in there. He says, look, I need him to continue moving to his left. Take away Teofimo's right hand is the key and break him down.
Just ate a right hand as he came straight in against Teofimo. Another right hand comes from Lopez.
Yeah, those right hands are having an effect, but Claggett's very dogged in his approach, pushing through.
Go ahead.
There's the body with the right hand.
See, there's that leaping left hook and then slide out. That's going to be a good weapon for Teofimo to create some lateral movement, get out, get some space, and make Claggett chase him down. Nice dig to the body there from Teofimo on the inside, but he gets caught with a right hand as he gets tall, pulling out. Good
body shot from Claggett. Left hook to the body from Claggett.
Claggett has a highlight reel of left hook liver KOs. It's his favorite punch.
Oh, there's the uppercut from Teofimo Lopez.
That was a tricky shot.
Took an angle and delivered it. Tried to come back with it. Now wraps around with a wider right hand.
Claggett's rocked right now, but he's pushing forward because that's all he knows how to do.
He gets it again. Finding that target here in round number 4.
Yeah, this space is trouble for Claggett.
At mid-range and longer range is where Teofimo is going to hit those shots.
I think that's the longest I've seen in this fight where Claggett didn't throw a punch.
Yes, and as you said, when he stops throwing is when he's going to be in trouble. Well, he found himself in trouble here in the past minute.
Yes, as soon as his pace slows, this fight's going to change dramatically.
4-punch combination from Teofimo. Wide right hand that lands. This is a dominating 4th round for Teofimo Lopez. Goes to the body with a right hand.
Time.
But the weird thing is that Claggett has succeeded
in making this fight exactly the kind of fight that he wants to do it. He's, in a certain way, imposing his will. He has an incredible ability to remain undiscouraged. If Teofimo wants to make it a little bit easier on himself, he might try a jab once in a while.
All right, now as for the punch stats in round number 4. He was 29 of 100 of 100. Prior, he threw 96 in the 3rd round, but then comes back and throws 100 punches in the 4th round, and that is a career high, according to CompuBox, for Teofimo Lopez.
It's a tricky stat test. I'm telling you, Teofimo's not used to working that hard. Claggett is making him work. Let's see how this fight plays out as we go on. If Claggett can survive these rounds, how much will be in the gas tank for Teofimo Lopez down the stretch? This is the least aggressive I've seen from Claggett. Least aggression for in a full minute.
Level of competition changes the way you fight, doesn't it? This is the first world-class, world championship caliber opponent that he has faced. First time he's ever fought for a title. Been a pro for a long time. Teofimo Lopez turned 11 years old, and 6 weeks later is when Steve Claggett became a pro fighter.
35 is 35. Steve Claggett is 35 years old, throwing this kind of output, fighting a very sharp young champion.
Claggett comes in behind the jab. 2 right hands after that.
Claggett has this tricky left hook that he throws. He actually dips down, doesn't see the punch land, throws a looping left hook as he drops his head to the right. He actually landed that on Teofimo. It's the kind of shot you don't see. Can catch you off guard. Teofimo's consistent body work has played a major role in these last few rounds.
A little bit of redness around the left eye of Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, Teo's one of those guys. He's got that skin that marks up, but also he's been getting touched up more than we're used to seeing him.
350 plus punches have been coming his way.
That's what Teofimo needs to do. Once he creates that distance, make him run into that jab.
Shoulders in the way as we come to the end of round number 5.
Hey guys, ESPN Bet is here. Finally, a sports book from your favorite sports brand. Now you can take in all this ESPN content, and with a couple of taps, at a market you see in the ESPN.
Miami to see the junior welterweight world champion, Teofimo Lopez. Round number 6, he has a 123-67 connect advantage, does Lopez. By the way, you notice on the score bug down in your left corner, a change for Teofimo Lopez. Obviously, he's U.S. born, U.S. citizen. He has proudly displayed the Honduran flag, his parents from Honduras, and he has asked our production team to be represented with the Spanish flag for this fight. His grandfather, also Teofimo, originally immigrated from Spain, so he has requested that the Spanish flag represents him moving forward.
Teofimo coming out here in round 6, using his jab pretty well, much better than he has in other rounds. Some stab jabs down low, getting high. Claggett trying to cut off the ring, but Claggett does a nice job keeping his elbows in. And we talked about the face marking up of Teofimo Lopez. Claggett's face is actually looking surprisingly good with all the leather he's been taking. It ain't pretty, it ain't that effective, but he is imposing his will. The fight is being fought where he wants it. Teofimo's gotten away from that uppercut that's been so effective these last couple rounds.
Right hand trying to get around the guard. Or can go to the body. That hit that left elbow.
Ooh, no question, the harder, heavier shots.
No doubt, you can hear it
from Teofimo.
Yeah, you hear that thud, Chris.
Claggett's more of a death by 1,000 cuts type fighter, but I don't think he's landing enough for that.
Well, you mentioned the uppercuts for Teofimo Lopez. Of course, we saw the big one do damage in the third round. Take us through the night.
Yeah, these uppercuts have been very, very effective. Gotten away a little bit in the last couple rounds, but here we see a nice uppercut. A lot of times you got a guy who has that high guard defense. He's blinded by these shots. As long as it comes straight up the middle, slides in between those elbows, splits the guard. That was an interesting double left uppercut. Not something you often see. But again, this is what Claggett makes you do. You take the power of the punches to try and match his output. As we can see from CompuBox.
And 41% of his power punches landed, Teofimo Lopez. Only 19% total punches landed for Claggett, 18% on his power punches. Claggett locked in, focused on the task at hand.
More quickly, okay?
Teofimo's thrown more punches than him to this point. The volume punching swarmer has been outpunched by Teofimo Lopez.
Oh.
Right hand comes in from the champ.
You know, a few rounds ago, it was early on, Claggett had mentioned Teofimo's right hook. I don't know if he said that it hurt him or if that was a good shot, but it was a topic of discussion in the corner of Claggett, is Teofimo's right hook. And there we saw a couple of them that landed very flush. Claggett has an iron body. He's been eating some vicious left hooks, especially on that liver side, the right side.
He is a totally obsessed pro when it comes to training and his dedication to the sport. Says, I have nothing else in my life. Likes to do a little creative writing, most of it about training and boxing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Nope.
Nice. Teofimo using that shoulder roll defense.
And comes with the right hand.
Which always leads to his offense.
Claggett trying to go over the top with a right hand of his own.
Oh,
there's that uppercut, left uppercut again from Teofimo Lopez.
But in true Claggett fashion, he comes right back. There it is again.
Combination, stays in the pocket and fires back. You know where to find him, and he's not going away.
And that's the thing. Teofimo cannot admire his work. He lands a big shot. He's got to keep his head moving because Claggett's going to throw.
Clean fight, okay? Okay, stop.
Those uppercuts, man. Teo finds those homes, even for those little shots. Really surprised that Claggett's face is holding up to these shots. Those uppercuts usually do damage. Good body shot in there from Teo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And one thing that Claggett doesn't get credit for, he's just tricky enough. He's not getting hit really clean. You know, he's in a position where he smothers your punch so he's not getting hit at full power.
Sending him back. Oh, big right hand. He's really digging in on this series of punches.
Here's an example of what I was speaking about, kind of admiring his work as Teofimo. My coach used to say, don't wait for the receipt. Hit the guy and get out. He lands these good shots, and then Claggett comes right back, answers everything, even if he gets hit with a shot that hurts him.
In that 7th round, Teofimo Lopez landed 38 connected punches. That is a high total for him tonight. That same look from Steve Claggett and that same approach to walk 3/4 away across the ring as soon as the bell rings and meet him.
The word that comes to mind is undeterred.
Yes.
I was speaking with Teofimo Lopez, father in the corner. He says, look, behind the jab, he can hurt him. He just has to keep going forward, and I'm comfortable with this pace.
Right hand to the body again, wrapping around. Goes underneath, goes with the uppercut, left uppercut on the inside.
Essentially what Teofimo's dad was saying is that behind the jab he can hurt him, meaning he needs to hit him with a shot he doesn't see. That's why the old 1-2 is so effective. The jab will blind you and the right hand will hurt you. Claggett sees all these punches coming, or he's in a position where he's smothering the power.
Doubling up the left hand, went to the body on the back end.
I would like to know what Claggett does for ab work, because he's taking a ton of body shots. That's that jab. Gets a little bit of room, spearing jab. He can put the 2 behind it. Now we're talking. That's exactly what Papa Teo wanted. Papa Lopez. Oh, yeah, it's the legs. The legs of Claggett.
Oh, a big uppercut. Here comes the champ.
And this is where Teofimo is dangerous.
Teofimo in control. Claggett in trouble. Final minute of round 8. Drawing him in, you know which way he's coming. And gives Teofimo opportunities, pushes him back with a right hand, uppercut, another uppercut, just missed with the left hook, left uppercut. Claggett only knows one way.
Yeah,
Teofimo taking advantage.
You know he's coming in the front door. That's why I was saying that uppercut. Look at the hand position of Claggett. He's so heavy over his front foot.
Yep. That head is going beyond that lead knee.
Yep, so many opportunities for the lead uppercut or even the rear uppercut. Kind of like how we saw Robesi Ramirez in the co-feature.
So Claggett damaged here in round number 8. And Teofimo Lopez in complete control. One big last shot at the bell. First time that Steve Claggett has taken a seat on the stool.
Come back with that jab, okay?
George.
We need that jab. We need that jab back, okay? With that jab. Bend those knees. Put that head movement. Whatever you throw when he's in the ropes.
Here we see that uppercut that we talked about all night long. We had a great example of that. We saw Claggett's head so heavy over that front foot That uppercut is there for Teofimo Lopez, and it has been there all night. But he has finally broken through. Claggett's the kind of guy, he doesn't bend, he breaks. Teofimo's looking to break that chin. But as usual, Claggett comes back. Whenever he gets touched, he lets those hands go. And Teofimo has a tendency to admire his work and gets touched up at times.
Let's go.
Mark Kriegel.
Hey, it's still a shutout, fellas, but I call your attention to the 7th round when Teofimo went to look at the ref. He's being tested here. Something Chris Algieri brought up earlier in the evening. Is his power the same as it was at 35, or is this just Claggett's superhuman chin?
Steve Claggett has absorbed a lot, to Mark's point. 195 power punches landed. And you see the last round where 29 were landed by Lopez, including the big uppercut.
And aside from Claggett being hurt last round, it was his least effective offensive round. Oh.
And Teofimo maybe thinking about how he brings an end to this show.
Tess, to your point about Claggett sitting down that last round. George Foreman used to always stand in the second half of his career. And I remember him as a commentator saying,
great combination.
If you're going to stand, you need to stand the whole fight.
You got to commit to it because you're telling your opponent, you got me. Wrapping around with that left hook around the guard. Teofimo probing, knows the opportunity is going to be right in front of him.
Yeah, it certainly seems like the resilience of Claggett is starting to wane.
Whole lot of offense from Lopez tonight. Just waiting on Claggett now. Hyper-athletic, natural-born counterpuncher is Teofimo Lopez.
Claggett not as relentless as he was. Teofimo finding enough space, enough gaps, enough distance to actually avoid these punches now. Not getting touched up nearly as much as he has in past rounds, and has been able to land heavier, harder shots at a distance. Oh, good push off right hand.
Create space and deliver.
Tito Trinidad was fantastic at that. Push off with that lead left elbow, right hand over the top. Oh, body, the body, the body, the body.
Right hand lands there. Just touching, touching, touching. See if something a little more substantial comes behind it. See the head movement from Lopez. The defense on one end, and then he gets to work on the other.
Beautiful. Make him miss, make him pay. Teofimo Lopez has great shoulder roll defense. When he finds that upper body rhythm, I said he's a rhythm fighter. Once he finds that rhythm, he's a very, very dangerous man. Beautiful stuff there, making Claggett miss. And Claggett, who normally lets his hands go no matter what, is starting to keep those punches at home. Oh,
that's a great combination with the uppercut, left uppercut in the midst of it. Teofimo Lopez wants to prioritize activity this year, staying busy. Wants to fight 4 times this year. Of course, he had the fight Super Bowl week out in Vegas. This title defense, which he is well out in front of, looking to bring it home against Claggett. And then he says early fall and December, he's at his best when he's busy.
Well, this is a good fight for that because he's had to prioritize being busy in this fight.
There's the right hand again.
I was about to say, we're seeing a second wind from Claggett here, but punches like that'll knock that second wind out quick.
Claggett's going to know the kind of fight he was in tomorrow, isn't he?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're getting big punches from a big puncher. Especially those uppercuts; those tend to stay with you. Nice right hand over the top, left hook, well timed by Teofimo Lopez. Again, catching Claggett when he finds space. Oh,
chopping right hand.
Good right hand from Claggett there. Back comes Teofimo Lopez. Nice little uppercut, over-under combination there, and then slides out to his right. That's something that I think he should do more of so he doesn't get caught with his back against the rope so much.
Steve Claggett discussed all the years, all the work ethic, everything he had to put in just to get to this point. So you know he doesn't want to have any regrets, wants to be true to himself with his effort down the stretch.
I don't think anyone's going to question his effort.
Not at all.
His heart, his will, his conditioning. He came here in great shape tonight, otherwise he wouldn't be here.
Watch your shoulder.
Just a little bit of swelling, more pronounced around that left brow of Teofimo Lopez. Oh. Look at that. Letting those hands go to close out round number 10.
The astronauts of Apollo 11.
There has been some debate about the moon mission, but I was there, and this is the real story. Mostly.
We're going to the moon!
We need to shoot a backup of the moon landing.
You mean fake it?
To go as Teofimo Lopez has been in complete control in this title defense against Steve Claggett. 269 punches landed, 803 thrown. Those are both career highs for Lopez.
Lopez has shown excellent conditioning tonight. Big output, a lot of punches, big volume fight for him. Still looking sharp here in round 11.
In Steve Clavic's corner, they say, look, it all starts with the body work. That sets up the right hook, and the only way to win this fight is with guts in the championship rounds.
Teofimo accurate, just picking his spots there.
You see now, there's different power on the shots now from Claggett. He's so uncomfortable and unaware if he's going to land the shots. He's taking some of the power off because every time he lets those hands fly, he gets touched up. Now we got blood from the nose of Claggett.
That started to come about in the last round. Just ate another uppercut.
It's about time. All the uppercuts he's been eating.
Teofimo with such snap on his punches.
Still, even here in the 11th round, with all the output and volume that he's put out tonight.
He has a viper approach. He has velocity to create that power.
Yeah, so twitchy, so springy.
Well, he knows that uppercut's going to be available. You can see him sitting, waiting on it.
Maybe now you see the power in the punches of Claggett. That they're barely even moving. They were bouncing Teo's head back early on. We're not seeing that anymore.
Comes with the right uppercut again.
Again, I just like Teo Sr. said, I would love to see that jab from Teofimo Lopez. Put the right hand behind it, finish with the left hook. Classic fundamentals. Good attempt there. A little pull counter with the right hand from Teofimo Lopez. A little too high, though. Leaping left hook. Right behind the ear. Beautiful shot.
Leaps out to the left. Seen him do that throughout his career.
Ooh.
Now triples up the jab.
Ooh.
Throws the right hand behind it. Coming on strong here at the end of round number 11. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. Presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. A good crowd here in Miami tonight. We saw Nico Ali Walsh win a unanimous decision. Robesi Ramirez, which, folks, you're going to be seeing that highlight for a long time. The left uppercut that scored the sensational knockout for the former featherweight champion. And now Teofimo Lopez in complete control with 3 minutes to go.
I know you can grab this mic.
CompuBox has recorded career highs for Teofimo Lopez tonight. 287 punches landed. He's also had a career high with how many he's thrown? 861 thrown. And now the 12th and final round of our World Championship fight.
Claggett's landed like...
Oh, it's a right hand from Claggett.
He landed like 3 hard left hooks right away. And then a good right hand on the end of that. Gonna go for it. Now's the time to do it.
No, stop. I'm here, stop. Watch your shoulder.
Can't imagine that he's winning this fight without a knockout on anyone's scorecard.
Four-punch combination from Teofimo just as he was circling to his right. Stop and pop, finding the target.
Yeah, we speak about the athleticism of Teofimo Lopez all the time. There you saw that lateral movement, stops on a dime, fires 4 punches.
Oh, good right hand.
Well-timed uppercut.
Digs with a body shot as well. Looking for that right uppercut yet again. Giving angles now against Claggett. Level change with the jab. A well-conditioned, very athletic Teofimo Lopez looking to take this home.
Yeah, unless Teofimo rocks him, I don't really see him going for the knockout, doing anything extra than what he's doing.
I'm here.
Another big right uppercut. Sends Claggett back for a moment.
Nice
taking and taking.
That was a nice dip and rip right in between the elbows, up the guard, splits the guard. Claggett keeps coming forward, takes it well.
Yes, he does.
Iron chin from the Dragon, Steve Claggett. Ooh. Claggett earned his money tonight.
Sure did. Another big right hand. Teofimo. Here's the clap. Lets the hands go again.
Teo finishing strong.
Oh, doubles up the punches. We've seen that before. Just having fun in complete control all night long against an extremely game and tough and willing Steve Claggett. Outclassed, outpunched by Teofimo Lopez.
Here we see some of this action from the fight. Early on, it was the unrelenting pressure of Steve Claggett, but Teofimo Lopez landing those big shots whenever he created any kind of space. Early on, there wasn't much because Claggett was pinned to the chest of Teofimo Lopez, but as the fight wore on, uppercuts became a huge weapon for Teofimo Lopez. Body punches were coming over and over again throughout the fight, consistently landing, and there's that uppercut. But Claggett showed an iron chin, kept pushing forward. Whenever he did get hit with shots, he would come right back just like that. Anytime that Teofimo was looking at his work, he was getting touched up himself. But for the most part, once Teofimo found his range, found his rhythm, he started building off that, started creating defensive opportunities that led to offensive opportunities, and man, there's that body work, up and down. Claggett forced Teofimo to step up the volume, let those punches go. Anytime Steve Claggett gets out-punched in a fight, it's not a good night for Steve Claggett because he's a volume puncher.
CompuBox numbers look this way. Record-setting night for Teofimo Lopez in terms of punches landed and punches thrown. Career highs for him. Mark Kriegel.
Teofimo Lopez won every round except the last. I give Claggett the last. Not just sentimental. I'm in awe of his chin. I'm in awe of his desire. I'm curious about Teofimo's power moving up in weight, and he did get touched tonight.
Good night at work for Teofimo Lopez. This division, junior welterweights, has changed dramatically in the course of even recent months. Chris.
Yeah, 2 months ago, it was a completely different face on this division. Bunch of upsets, new players coming to the division.
And Devin Haney now being listed as a champion in recess. It'll be interesting to see what Teofimo Lopez does as he look to unify. He, of course, gave talk to going to 147 pounds, but you can see him right here in his prime at 140 and the available opportunities that exist. Go to the ring to Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds here inside the James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Lisa Giampa and Efre Lebron have it 120-108. Steve Weisfeld has it 119-109. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBO Ring Magazine Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez!
Folks, we invite you to go over to the ESPN app, ESPN Plus, for the State of Boxing starting right now to hear from Teofimo Lopez and all the analysis on this fight. Next week, we will be on ESPN Saturday night with an 8:30 start time for Shakur Stevenson versus Artem Haratunian. Oshaki Foster also defends his title. The signature backflip for Teofimo Lopez, who defends his title. Snow Angels in Miami, off to SportsCenter.
Welcome to the State of Boxing here in Miami, Florida, as Teofimo Lopez puts that Ring Magazine belt